Now, they told you it was a conspiracy. They said nobody's hiding illegals. But what if I told you they're doing it right in front of your face? So you wouldn't be surprised. But on camera and getting applauded for it too? This isn't about immigration anymore. This is about deception, danger, and a system designed to protect criminals while punishing you. And tonight, you're about to see exactly how deep it goes.
This morning, we witnessed the latest escalation in the Trump administration's depraved campaign against our city. The National Guard descended onto MacArthur Park, bringing troops, military weapons and equipment, and armored vehicles to a community park, a community hub, a place where families gather. This happened while summer camp was in session at the park, and instead of playing games with their friends, young children were subjected to having to be ushered into the lower part of one of our buildings as terror was taking place in our community, as they were in a space where United States soldiers were there with weapons here against Americans in the city of LA. MacArthur Park is the Ellis Island of the West Coast. It was chosen as this administration's latest target precisely because of who lives there and what it represents: resilience, diversity, and the American dream. It is no coincidence that the president would target a place that so clearly embodies the values he has spent his time in office trying to destroy. When we invade and surveil our own neighborhoods, when we scapegoat and demonize immigrants, when we disregard due process, we are no longer living under the rule of democracy. We are living under occupation. And
that's an elected official confessing to aiding criminals while pretending she's standing up for the American dream. That's not a protest, nor is it compassion. Ask yourself, if these were white Republican men hiding fugitives from the law enforcement, would she call it resilience? I think not. They only respect the law when it suits their agenda. Let's keep going.
How you doing, counselor? How was your court day today with your client?
It was so fast.
It went fast?
Yeah.
That's good, right? Now you can go have lunch.
Yes.
You got margaritas across the street. If you like.
Yes. Everything was good.
Did you get an extension of proceedings?
Yes.
For how many years?
Was my first master, so how I don't have lawyer because I have a process because I will get married soon.
You're gonna get married soon? Congratulations. Se va a casarse.
Yeah.
¿Habla español?
Sí.
Ok, ¿de qué país eres tú?
De Venezuela.
Venezuela. ¿Y cómo llegaste? ¿Por CBP one o se lo entregó?
No, me entregué.
¿En qué año?
En el año 2022.
Ya son 3 años aquí. Y ya, esta era la primera corte, primer vez.
2023.
23.
2 años.
2 años. Y esta es la primera vez a ver el juez. Le dieron una extensión para 2 años más.
Un año.
One more year extension.
2026.
26. ¿Se va a casar con un americano surdano? Ok.
Yo no hablo español, pero yo sé.
¿Venezolano también?
No.
¿Colombiano?
Americano.
Americano con un gringo. Con buen crédito. Right?
Eso espero.
¿Estás afuera?
Sí.
Te ves muy bien, muy guapa.
Gracias.
Y buena suerte con todo.
Gracias, muy amable.
Okay, adios. All right, well, that's interesting interview there. Looks like she has some possible cosmetic enhancements done on her figure, if you know what I mean. Did you catch that? I catch everything, right? So there is another example of a woman that she just admitted I didn't ask if she's applied for asylum, but I probably guarantee you she has. She's been here 2 years. She just went to see the court for the first time. They call that master. I don't know why it's called master, but it's called master court appearance. ¿Cómo le fue con el juez?
No, estaba en cita.
Estaba en cita. ¿Vas a ver el juez? No. ¿Está bien los papeles, señora?
I'm here.
You're born here?
I'm here, yeah.
Oh, but she has the green envelope. That's usually migrants.
No, that's something else.
Oh, you're good?
Yeah.
All right. So those are citizens. Those are cool. Those are legit. But getting back to that woman from Venezuela, been here 2 years. She surrendered herself. Didn't even come in through any humanitarian parole. She came in illegally, surrendered herself to ICE. I'm sorry, to CHB at the border somewhere, probably through Eagle Pass. I don't know if she came with her by herself or with children. And now she just had an extension of proceedings right? They call it continuation of proceedings, continuation of hearings for another year. So is she being put into that bus right now? Like the media likes to think everybody is? No, she's not. Was she handcuffed and thrown in the back of a paddy wagon by ICE? No, she was not. She was dressed up as a lawyer. I thought she was an attorney the way she was dressed up. I mean, she looked pretty damn good with heels and everything. I mean, that's how you show up in court, if you ask me. And no, this is an illegal alien. I don't care if they're from Tren de Aragua or a woman that looks like her.
My guy's over here trying to contain his love at first sight right now. However, of course y'all caught that, right? She wasn't there to, she wasn't there to see a judge. She wasn't there to face consequences. She was there to game the system. Yeah, with the court's help. This is the side of immigration Democrats don't want you to see. Well-dressed, seem well-coached, possibly, and now protected until after what took place in November. But let's keep peeling this back.
This video might not reach a lot of people, and that's okay. But I wanted to make this video because I lost a lot of followers due to the fact that I voted for Trump. And that's okay, I really don't care. But at the end of the day, I wanted to share something with you guys. I was working for an agency, and I'm not going to say what agency this was or, what my affiliation is or whatever the case is, but I was in the operating room with an illegal immigrant from Pakistan. It was me and my partner, and I remember the doctor turning over to me and asking me, do you know how much this is costing the U.S. government? This surgery, he was getting open heart surgery. They had his chest pried open with these metal things, and I was standing above his head, and I could literally touch this detainee's heart. He looked at me and said, this detainee, before we administered the anesthesia, before we put him to sleep, he was saying that if indeed he died, to remember that he hated America. When this doctor looked at me and asked me how much this surgery was costing the U.S. government, I said how much. He was like, it's costing over $200,000. This person is an illegal immigrant, and U.S. citizens have to be on a wait list. Some of them just waiting to die. And that to me was the turnaround point where I never been really political or anything like that, but I knew that there had to be a change, and that's why I casted my vote for Trump. Among other reasons. I like the guy. He got that surgery for free. For free. Just so he can live another day, go to his country, and still scream death to America or I hate America. So, in a future election, before you vote, just think about your vote and what that vote means. Don't tell me I'm racist. My daughter's half black. Don't tell me I'm, against, the LGBTQ community because my daughter's also gay. Don't come at me in the comments either talking about, oh, you can't relate because none of your family members were deported. Matter of fact, my mom was deported. She was illegal, and she also committed a crime in this country. She served, out of 35 years, she served 11. Also, my brother was also deported because he committed a crime here in the United States. He also got deported. Don't come at me in the comments with all this nonsense that I can't relate. And guess what? I still voted for Donald Trump. So, don't come at me in the comments. I really don't need negativity. It is what it is.
Open heart surgery. Taxpayer funded for someone who hates this country. Meanwhile, your grandmother's stuck on a wait list. Your neighbors might die from delayed care. I'm serious. And the same people who called Trump supporters selfish are prioritizing someone who literally said, I hate America. While the chest was still open, according to her. This isn't about humanity. This is about inversion. flipping the script on what justice looks like. Next clip.
What has prevented you from getting your legal status in that 20
I'm
years?
currently working within my legal status. My legal status, I have updated my application and I'm waiting for my legal status to change.
Have you committed any crimes?
I have some cases pending, but you also told me to go back to Honduras, did you not?
I said if the judge decides
No. Right before you left the car.
You're going to go back.
Be a man. Right before right before you left that car, you said go back to Honduras.
Are you a man?
Yeah. And I tell the truth. I don't sit here and lie under a badge, phony badge.
Uncooperative the whole time.
Uncooperative? I'm not fighting. Then I've done nothing. What? Okay. Say it.
You resisted the whole time.
Anybody? Sir? No. Do you have a name, badge number?
Yeah, my name.
What's your badge number, sir? Okay. Anybody else can produce their badge number? No?
Oh no. Who got the inside footage? But 20 years, no legal status. 20 years. How long? He don't look that old. Pending charges and still has the audacity to talk like he's the victim. This is what happens when the left floods the country with entitlement and teaches people that they're above the law. As long as you vote blue and cry oppression. Let's raise the stakes.
Honduras? Okay.
Remember when Democrats said that they're just here for a better life? This man had murder charges. The other, deported 3 times. Came back with charges for strangulation and cocaine. And still got in. That's not a broken border, y'all. That's an open invitation. Brought to you by every sanctuary city and politician who dares to call ICE fascist. Let's go deeper.
Also out of Butler County tonight, the jail, 30-year-old Beksad Rakhmatov charged with bringing illegal immigrants into the United States.
Yeah, so the United States Attorney's Office saying that he's from Uzbekistan but was living in Mainville illegally. Tonight he's facing federal charges. The indictment says between December of 2022 and last month, he and another Uzbek national were paid by illegal immigrants to help them cross into the U.S. through the southern border. He was arrested on Tuesday.
Also out of Butler County tonight,
This ain't a border issue. Ohio, Uzbekistan, I think. Human smuggling. They're not running from war. They're running an operation. That's what they're doing. While you struggling to afford gas and groceries, they're paying smugglers and running networks across your backyard. You think that's accidental? Next one is going to make your jaw drop.
Liamsi Izquierdo on the phone describing what it's like inside the so-called alligator Alcatraz. Says he's been at the detention facility out in the Everglades since Friday. No water to bathe, he says. It's been 4 days since he showered. 400 people he believes are inside the facility. Only gets fed once a day, he says, and some of the food had worms. Detention center lights are on 24/7. The mosquitoes, he says, are the size of elephants. Izquierdo's partner, Katia, says he's a permanent resident who was arrested last week. First taken to TGK, then to Miramar, and finally to the Everglades facility.
Good morning, sir. You speak English? No.
Here is Izquierdo in bond court last Thursday.
They're charged with aggravated assault with deadly weapon and battery.
The police report says it all has to do with a violent dispute with a tow company worker who was trying to repossess a jet ski. Now back to the call. Complaints they're not allowed to go outside and the tents are freezing.
They broke into your house. Not that mad the guest bed isn't fluffed. Mosquitoes the size of elephants. Try following the law, you wouldn't have to swat them in detention. This is what entitlement looks like when Democrats coddle lawbreakers. They turn criminals into victims and taxpayers into villains. Last clip. Let's end it with truth. 3 criminals just tried to stop ICE in California with homemade devices, which had nails popping out to flatten their tires. They were all arrested and facing felony charges now. This is a war, not a debate, not a policy disagreement, but an all-out effort to protect illegal aliens by sabotaging law enforcement with weapons. The media calls this activism. I call it domestic terrorism. And the left enables it every time they scream defund or abolish ICE or call Trump supporters extremists. This isn't about race. This isn't about immigration. This is about who gets protected and who gets punished. And if you're a law-abiding American, you're not the priority. They're hiding illegal immigrants in plain sight. And they want you too scared to speak up. But not me. Not us, Team Think. We see right through it and we're not apologizing. And we're not backing down. I want y'all to join the movement if you haven't already. We're going to speak the truth here. We're going to defend America. So hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you enjoyed this video. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.